Now, you might think to make a dramatic dinosaur discovery, you'd have to travel to far-flung places or spend years digging. But a student paleontologist has discovered a new species on a visit to the museum. Mike Taylor spotted the unusual-looking bone while rummaging among the shelves of the Natural History Museum. Turns out the fossil belongs to a previously unknown family of sauropods, now named a Xenoposeidon pronanucos, I think. The discovery is all the more surprising as it had been sitting under the noses of leading academics for 113 years. And Mike Taylor joins me now. You're sort of a real-life Ross Geller, aren't you? How on earth did you start to think this might be a new dinosaur?
Well, I didn't really need to think as soon as I saw it. As soon as I saw the bone, it leapt out at me as very, very strange.
But if it leapt out at you, why did it not leapt out at anybody else?
Because of my absurd over-specialisation. I've been looking at this one kind of bone. It's a dorsal vertebra, which means it's from the lower back of the dinosaur. I've been looking at these things for the last 5 years. Everywhere I go, every museum I go to, every paper I read. So my mind is full of them. And
how do you know it's not just a deformity? I mean, right, rather than a new species?
Because there are too many things that are different about it from what you would see in any other dinosaur vertebra.
And from this, you've only got one bone, is that right?
Just the one.
So you have no idea what this dinosaur actually would have looked like?
Well, we have some idea. The bone is informative, although the whole thing isn't preserved. What we do have is very nicely preserved, and from that we can tell that it was a sauropod. That is to say, one of the very large dinosaurs with a big solid body, long neck and tail,
but
and
how
small
do you know?
head.
I mean, that's absurd, isn't it? How do you know it had a long neck?
Well, how technical
do
you want me
four
to be?
legs?
For example, can you see there's a broad, shallow hole in the side of the vertebra,
yeah,
and a smaller, deeper hole inside that? Well, those are characteristic in sauropods. These are the places where air invaded the bone to lighten the skeleton, and you only see that sort of structure of air getting into a bone in sauropods.
Right. But it could have been a totally different type, couldn't it? I mean,
well,
if you found a new type
a totally
of
different type of sauropod?
Yes.
It is a totally different type of sauropod.
Well, no, I mean a totally different type of dinosaur.
No.
Couldn't it be something that isn't a sauropod?
No.
How do you know?
We don't see this same sort of structure in any other dinosaur. So this thing, specifically with the holes in the side of the vertebra, is very informative. In theropods, that is to say the meat-eating dinosaurs like Tyrannosaurus and Velociraptor, you see something a little bit similar, but they're much, much smaller holes.
OK. Look, I really wish we could continue this conversation. It's fascinating. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.
We've got to go. See you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.